Thanh Ngọc xin gửi lời chào thân ái đến quý vị khán giả của đài truyền hình VNTV. Kính thưa quý vị, đến với chương trình của chúng ta ngày hôm nay, Thanh Ngọc rất hân hạnh mời được một vị khách mời rất là đặc biệt. Đó là vị giám đốc nghệ thuật của Điện ảnh Á Châu, anh Brian Hu. Hi Brian, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
So I just give the audience a very brief introduction about yourself, but I think it will be more fun if you actually introduce yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Brian Hu. I am the artistic director for the Pacific Arts Movement, and we present the San Diego Asian Film Festival. My background is I was a film critic before, so I was traveling the world watching movies and
that would be so fun.
Yeah, it's not bad. But I went to a lot of film festivals. So when the San Diego Asian Film Festival was looking for somebody to help program their festival, it seemed like the right match, and it's been great. I see, like, whether I'm doing as a film critic or as a professor, it's all about trying to share these kind of films to the public. And I think this is a great way to do so.
I see. And your background is in film critics of what school?
Yeah, of what school?
What school did you attend?
Oh yeah, I went to UCLA and I studied film there.
That's really nice.
And then so I was in the academic route, so I was doing things like doing a lot of research about old movies and then watching the new ones and trying to write criticism about it.
Kính thưa quý vị, Brian mới chia sẻ ở đây đó là hồi nãy Thanh Ngọc có giới thiệu với quý vị khán giả, anh ta chính là vị giám đốc nghệ thuật của Điện ảnh Á Châu. Ngoài ra anh ta còn giúp đỡ trong cái hội liên hoan phim châu Á sắp tới đây. Đối với Brian thì trước đây Brian đã từng học về phim ảnh ở tại trường đại học UCLA. So Brian, could you please, you mentioned about the San Diego Asian Film Festival as well as the Pacific Art Movements. So can you please give us some background information about the organization?
Yeah, so when we first started, we were just the film festival. We were the San Diego Asian Film Festival. Very small, it was just one weekend. And since then, we've gotten really big. We're actually now the biggest presenter of Asian cinema on the West Coast of the United States. So we have a bigger organization called the Pacific Arts Movement, under which the film festival is just one part. The Pacific Arts Movement, we call it that because we want to tie San Diego and Southern California to the entire Pacific Rim and to showcase the movement of arts all across that region.
Kính thưa quý vị, Brian mới chia sẻ ở đây đó chính là Hội Điện ảnh Á Châu luôn luôn giống như là chia sẻ với quý vị, đem với quý vị những bộ phim ảnh của tất cả mọi nơi về châu Á để đảm bảo được rằng chúng ta có thể duy trì được truyền thống của chúng ta. So Brian, so what are some of the activities, the programs, or some of the projects that you guys been doing so far?
Yeah, so at PAC Arts, this is what we are known in short. So we have the film festival, which is what we're best known for. We have a mini film festival in the spring called the Spring Showcase. But also we're really proud of the fact that every summer we have a boot camp for high school students so that during their summer vacation they come to our office and every day they'll learn the basics of how to make their own documentaries about their own lives. And at the end of it, they all produce a short film that's going to be shown at our film festival.
So not only you guys showcase the movie, you also help students learn about how to make movies and helping them doing it.
Exactly.
Well. That's really fun. Yeah. So with your involvement for like a year with the organization, what do you find is the biggest obstacle for you in doing this?
Well, honestly, the biggest obstacle, and this is going to sound strange, is that there are so many movies to watch.
That will be fun.
It's fun. It's definitely fun. But I'm not going to complain. But we're watching maybe 4 or 5 movies a day. And because we think about, there's so many countries in Asia, and then some countries like India and Japan and China make so many movies. So we're trying to watch as many as we can. And then trying to figure out how do we pick the ones that will be most resonant here in Southern California and San Diego specifically.
Kính thưa quý vị khán giả, một điều mà rất là thú vị Brian vừa mới chia sẻ với Thanh Ngọc ở đây đó chính là Thanh Ngọc hỏi Brian là đối với Brian cái điều gì mà làm cho trở ngại nhất hoặc là điều gì khó khăn nhất trong việc mà Brian hàng ngày giống như là tìm những bộ phim để mà thích hợp để mang đến công chiếu cho quý vị khán giả. Thì Brian nói là một ngày Brian phải coi rất là nhiều phim, không những 4-5 bộ phim mà còn phải tìm ra những bộ phim thích hợp, mang tính giáo dục cũng như là có những cái đặc điểm phù hợp với lại cuộc sống người dân tại Mỹ. So, I would think that watching 4 or 5 movies a day will be so fun. So but you don't find that to be fun, you said that it's a challenge. So what is the most interesting thing for you in doing this then?
Well, I mean, because it really comes down to the mission of our organization and what we're really trying to do. The purpose of the festival actually is not just to have a good time. I mean, that's a big part of it too. But it's also, we want to educate the community here about what's going on in Asia and then what's happening in the communities here with Asian Americans. Especially now that everyone's talking about the rise of Asia in terms of the economy and with geopolitics the way they are. It's really so important for Americans to understand what's going on in Asia, both positive and negative, but really just to have a comprehensive picture. So we really want to just create a really good context for how do we become better citizens of the world.
I see.
So we have to try to find the films that can and package them in such a way, whether that's through the entire program, through our advertising, through the way we introduce films, to try to best achieve that goal.
I see. So then you mentioned about the mission of the organization. So can you please share what are some of the missions or the values of the organization?
Yeah, we really believe that the arts can bring people together. And there's something about film in particular. Maybe it's because it's not so bound by language in the way that literature is, that even if you need subtitles, sometimes when you see people interact, there's something that you can kind of just pick up on it. And we believe that's really magical, and that there are so many ways for us to get to know each other in the world, that this is actually one of the most addictive ways.
Exactly.
And then it doesn't matter what culture you're from, that there's something you can find in here that's surprising or that's really meaningful or emotional. And we really believe this, and we believe that film is kind of the language for our new global world.
So watching a movie is actually a really good way of learning about another culture as well as knowing your own cultures.
Absolutely. And sometimes it's by watching something foreign that you best understand about yourself. And we've had people come up and tell us that, and that's when we feel like we've done our job.
Yeah, even watching film with subtitles, we can actually learn a language.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's really scary how that works.
Yeah, it just automatically happens.
Yeah.
Kính thưa quý vị khán giả, Brian có mới chia sẻ với Thanh Ngọc một điều, đó là nghệ thuật là một điều mà có thể đem mọi người đến gần với nhau hơn. Thì chính vì mà đó cũng chính là một trong những nhiệm vụ mà Hội Điện ảnh Á Châu muốn mang tới cho quý vị. Khi mà coi phim thì quý vị sẽ có thể không những tìm hiểu thêm về truyền thống của một đất nước khác, ngoài ra đôi khi mình cũng có thể học hỏi được một cái ngôn ngữ khác. Đó là một điều rất là vui, phải không quý vị? So Brian, I know there's one exciting event coming up, which is the San Diego Asian Festival film. So can you please share with us about that?
Yeah, so this is our 13th annual San Diego Asian Film Festival. And like I said previously, we are the biggest showcase of Asian cinema in the West Coast. We show more Asian films than anybody else. And we want to show everything from the big blockbusters in Asia to films from all parts of Asia, from Iran all the way to India to Japan down to Indonesia, but also a lot of documentaries and films that are kind of unusual voices, that are a little bit more underground and cutting edge. So a little of everything and something for everybody.
I see. So when is the event and where is it?
Yeah, so from November 1st to November 9th.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. We're going to be showing 150 films from 25 countries, all over San Diego. Our main area is in Mission Valley at the UltraStar Hazard Center. But we have films in North Park, up in Del Mar, at UCSD, at the Museum of Photographic Arts in Balboa Park. We want to try to become a county-wide film festival, and this is a year we're really expanding.
I see. So how can we actually find out more information about the festival?
Well, we've got a website. If you go to www.sdaff.org for the San Diego Asian Film Festival.
So we'll be able to see all the schedules of all the movies and what movies are being showcased.
Right.
Quý vị khán giả, thì hồi nãy Thanh Ngọc cũng có nói với quý vị khán giả là sắp tới sẽ có lễ hội liên hoan phim Á Châu. Thì tại lễ hội này, Hội Điện ảnh Á Châu sẽ chiếu cho quý vị, công chiếu quý vị những bộ phim khắp nơi ở trên các đất nước ở châu Á. Quý vị muốn biết thêm thông tin thì quý vị có thể truy cập website của họ. Thì ở đây thì quý vị sẽ có thể xem được rất là nhiều bộ phim. Từ đó mình có thể tìm hiểu thêm được rất là nhiều truyền thống của các đất nước khác, phải không quý vị? So, you know, to be honest, I would think that the Pacific Art Movement is a very interesting organization. It's a very fun way for whoever loves making film as well as watching movies like me getting involved. So how can a person getting involved as well as showing you guys some support?
So many ways. I mean, first of all, come out to the films. We just love to see people in the audience. It affirms the importance of film. We also have a membership program. So membership starts at different levels, at $55 a year, as a way to just support our year-round activities and also receive discounts on all of our films.
Oh, that's really good. And then how can we find out all these information about the organization that you're, the Pacific Art Movement?
Yeah, so the Pacific Arts Movement's website is www.pac-arts.org.
Okay. So is there like a Pacific movies that you want to recommend to us?
Oh, there's so many. I don't know where to begin. From 150, what should I choose? Well, I like all kinds of movies, including, of course, martial arts films.
Oh,
when people think of Asian movies, they think of martial arts films.
Yeah.
So we have a 3D martial arts film starring Jet Li. And it was a big hit last year in Hong Kong and China. That's one that I love. For your Vietnamese audience, there's a really great documentary called Mr. Gao Goes to Washington about Joseph Gao, a congressman from Louisiana. This is a city, especially in an area that's very African American and very Democrat. This is like the first time they ever voted a Republican in a long time, and he happened to be Vietnamese American. And it's a story of how difficult it was for him to work in Washington and then to please his voters back in his home. And it's just a really unusual story because it really looks at race in America as beyond just black and white.
Okay. So is there like other Vietnamese movie as well that you guys are?
Yeah, so there's that one. There's actually one that was shot here in San Diego.
Oh, wow.
Called Viet. It's made by a director named Mai Hong. And it's about her own story growing up in the United States with parents who are very Vietnamese, and then she wants to try to become more American, and it's about that kind of conflict.
I see. Will there be like Vietnamese subtitles in case the older audience want to go see?
Well, unfortunately, all the films are either in English or they are in their original language, but with English subtitles. So the Vietnamese films will have, they're all a mixture between English and Vietnamese, and then subtitled in English.
I see. So just, one question, personal question. So have you ever made a movie?
Oh, no.
Or
that's embarrassing.
Or is that something that you might want to do in the future?
Maybe in the future. When I was in high school, I tried to make some short films, but we don't need to talk about those. And I guess I just love watching movies and showing them to people. I think that when there are so many masterpieces out there, I feel like my job is just to share them and get those out.
Kính thưa quý vị, vì đây là Hội Điện ảnh Á Châu thì chắc chắn rằng là sẽ không thể thiếu những bộ phim Việt Nam. Cho nên nếu quý vị muốn đến và xem những bộ phim này thì quý vị có thể truy cập tại website và cũng hãy đến xem để ủng hộ cho Brian cũng như Hội Điện ảnh Á Châu của chúng ta. So Brian, if you have to give a message or you have to shout out a message to all the audience today, what could it be?
I think it would be that just one message. I think it's that movies are a really great way for us to get to know each other, and also for us to show out who we are to the rest of the community. Whether that's not just our good sides, but the complexity of all of us. And movies and stories can really get to that, and we should embrace it, because otherwise, if we don't, then Hollywood will dictate what we see, and we don't want that.
And then, of course, there's always stories that we can actually relate to. I'm pretty sure you can find yourself in a lot of movies.
Yeah, totally.
Hồi nãy Thanh Ngọc mới vừa hỏi Brian là nếu Brian có thể gửi một tin nhắn hoặc là muốn gửi gắm gì đến quý vị khán giả thì Brian có chia sẻ là quý vị hãy đến và ủng hộ, cũng như việc mà đến xem những bộ phim này là cách để chúng ta chứng tỏ mình là ai để mình không bị mất gốc. Chứ nếu không thì nếu mà mình cứ tiếp tục xem những bộ phim Hollywood, mặc dù phim Hollywood chắc chắn là rất là hay, nhưng mà chưa chắc gì chúng ta đã tìm được chính bản thân ta trong những cái câu chuyện đó. So Brian, thank you so much for being here tonight, and we have a very interesting talk. So hopefully, good luck with that festival. I'm pretty sure I'll be there.
Great.
I'll be seeing all the movies. 150?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope.
Okay.
So, best of luck with everything, and thank you so much for being here tonight. Kính thưa quý vị khán giả, buổi trò chuyện với Brian đến đây là kết thúc. Thanh Ngọc xin cảm ơn quý vị đã theo dõi. Thân ái chào tạm biệt và xin hẹn quý vị trong chương trình kỳ sau.